Hello everyone on YouTube and welcome to a new tutorial in Maya, and this time I'm going to teach you some things about roads. So I don't really 100% like sure what's the meaning of this tutorial, but the main goal is to try and show you a few of the things that I found and the ways you would want to create road when you choose to create a road for cars. Okay, so we will start off by talking about one of my latest tutorials, the road cities, where I chose to create roads basically in this model, and the roads were basically high, very high roads. I'll show you a few of the pictures, just so if you don't familiar with this tutorial. And let's see, maybe like that. Okay, yes, this is one of the pictures. So this is how it looks, the roads, you see. Now when I choose to create those roads, the way that I chose to create those were like that. Okay, what I was doing, I was going over Maya, creating curve, CV curve tool, and basically switch to one of the top views and start to draw a line. This is basically what we've done in this same tutorial. We were creating this CV curve line, and I chose to create, kind of a complex road, that goes in slaloms and has loops in it on it, okay, like that. And this is one thing that always bothered me, those loops and those differences in height in some parts of the road. So basically I created a curve. This curve is with 35 spans, and at the same tutorial I teach you how to create a cube, to take a cube and do something like that, and basically try and know what's the thickness of the road you like. Okay, so basically we were starting off with something like that, and right click on it, choose face, and then because we have 35 spans on our curve, or maybe you can press on space bar, choose edit curve and choose rebuild curve and click on this option box, and here you can define how many spans you would like to have. So basically you rebuild the curve with new values. Okay, so the way I were doing this was like putting here 100, choose the 0 to spans and the tangent option and click apply. So this will rebuild the curve. So now you can see when I'm choosing this curve, it has 100 spans, and then I can come here, right click on this, choose face, choose this face, shift select the curve, go over edit mesh, extrude options, and because this curve has 100 spans, I'm typing in here division 100 and click apply. So first thing is that this road looks basically okay. Okay, this is not really perfect, but one second, I have some issue again with my cat here. Okay, sorry, I'm back. So yeah, we have a problem here because I didn't really pay attention to the start point of the curve and stuff like this, but we will get to this. This is not really what important right now. So we have this road, and as long that the curve is flat, everything goes right. Okay, basically the road will look good and flat. You see all the way it's flat and everything is the same level of height, and basically it's not okay because we do want this road here in this part to be above or under, but let me first undo that. Okay, so what I was doing basically was to grab all the vertices like that, and even before I was rebuilding this curve, okay, when I still have less spans on it, I will just go back to the 35 spans, and when I right click on the curve, choose control vertices, then I have like lower amount of vertices, and I can basically grab these vertices, bring them up just to bring this road higher in this level, and maybe stretch it so it will be a smooth way up here. And you can lower down other of the vertices, maybe like that, and try to do all kind of maneuvers, and then come and do the rebuild all over again. So holding the spacebar, choose edit curve, go to the rebuild curve and click on this option and type in 100, again 0 to spans, number of spans, and tangents, okay, and click apply. So then I will close this. Now this time I will pay attention for what's going on here, so let me first show you. When you right click on a curve and choose control vertices, okay, never mind. So this point here, this is the start point, but Maya take this U here as the start point basically. Okay, so this is the start point that you draw, but this is actually the start point when you extruding. Okay, so when you're extruding, Maya relay on this dot here as the start point, and all the rest are basically dots. Okay, so we have an empty square that represents the first point of the curve, the second U, okay, which represents the start point of any extrusion function that you will add to it, basically the start point, okay, and all the rest that are filled kind of squares or dots that are coming all the way after this, okay. So all the rest dots here are the same except those two at the beginning. So what you want to do basically when you extrude is to bring this here. And yeah, I know I talked about this earlier on other tutorials, but this is very important right now, just so I can, create this tutorial, but also giving the rest of us who didn't know about this the opportunity to learn about this. So what do? We bring in this cube, but making sure that this start point, the U, is not inside the cube, okay? So now you can basically come and choose face and select this and do the extrusion, okay? And that way you don't have this mess that we had earlier when we extrude this, you see? So as long that the U is out of the polygon that you are going to extrude, that's all good. But now I will come over here and I'll show you the big picture. You see what's going on? After I've modified this curve, basically everything has been got a little bit angle, okay? The road has look right now a little bit more strange, and basically it looks awful, right? And now to come and start manipulating those vertices in order to make the road a little bit flat as you would like, some kind of a realistic road, this is going to be a problem for you. So this is one of the problems that I came up with, and also at the tutorial, the roads city tutorial, we were dealing with this problem, okay? And basically it was the hard way to deal with, and we were coming and starting to bring those vertices of this polygon by rotating them like that and starting to flat areas that, so this road will be good for driving or something. So you see, this is basically a bad thing to do, and we don't want to deal with this crap. So what I was came up with was that basically maybe it's not good to use a cube like that. You know, this cube is a little bit problematic when it comes to come and create this road. So what I was doing, I was choosing to use a plane instead, and go over polyplane and choose to remove all the subdivision height from the attribute and the width, and then following the same rule where the U of the curve should be out of the shape. Okay, so this is the U here, means I need to bring my plane over here, and then also trying to maintain this center here. Okay, so the curve is not centered, that way it's centered, and again looking for the U is outside here, so now you can grab this edge, shift, select the curve, and go over edit mesh and extrude, okay, with the same you know, default settings. So still this looks bad, you see, very bad. When you look at this, it's basically looking bad. So what can we do? How can we work this out without dealing with all this crap? First of all, from here it's not a really bad situation, because we have only flat plane. We can easily come like that, right click, choose vertices, choose these vertices, and use the scale tool in order to flatten them, you see, that way, and we get a road. Well, it's not perfectly the same width and everything, but the idea is to use this scale tool option in order to flatten them, and that way save time by you know, starting to manipulate vertices one by one. But I have a visitor, some kind of a bug came here. So basically, still yet it's not what we want, and I don't like this. So I will undo that and uncreate this plane. But what I will do is I take this curve, okay, and we can come and hit the spacebar, and where is the edit curve options, we can go and choose the offset option and offset curve options. Okay, now with the default setting, click reset, click apply. What will happen is that Maya will create another same curve, okay, that is offset to the other one, okay, like that. And basically from here, what you left to do in order to create the road is, first maybe you would like to, you know, come in and adjust those a little bit here and try to smooth this area, okay, like that. Sorry, I will undo whatever I did here, because I don't know why Maya chose to make this area like that, but still yet you will see in a second what this is give us. So you can select both of them and come over polygon surfaces here, choose surfaces and choose loft. Click on this option here, and in the loft you choose edit reset settings, choose linear here, okay, surfaces degree, and keep this everything as it is, and choose the apply, okay, close this, okay, and one more second. Alright, so I'm back. So this is what we are having right now, and I'm not sure what's going on here, but let me first try and add the Lambert material. No, it doesn't work. I don't know, Maya has some problems, okay, but let's deal with it later. Let's save this file, save scene as just roads toot. Sorry, I will try to save this and see if this problem comes again. So file, let's quit Maya and let's ring Maya again. Sorry about this. Okay, so now I will open this file. Don't save. Okay, same problem. I have no idea why this is happening, but let's try and continue here. So you see, basic idea is that this road right now looks pretty much okay. Most of the flat areas that we want them to be flat are flat, and other areas that, you know, a little bit curved are curved, but still in a way that a vehicle can drive them, okay? You see? And it's not that messed up. So basically, if you still have a problem, you can always come and flatten them using the scale tool. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to choose this NURB. Basically, it's NURB. You're going to go over Modify, Convert NURB to Polygon Options, okay? And here you want to choose Quads, and let's see, chord height ratio. Let's try and tessellate this like that. No, this is not what I'm looking for, so I will undo that. And let's bring this down. Apply. Yeah, like that. Okay, that's fine. So now I can close this, but you see we have less kind of a thing here. Let's grab this and delete this. I have no idea what's going on here. Okay, let's try. This is really weird, you know. Assign new material, blend maybe. No. File, edit, copy. New scene, don't save, edit, paste. File. Okay. Trying to cheating Maya because Maya is doing me hard time. I'm not sure what's the problem, but it seems like I have some kind of a virus. Not sure. But, or a bug. But you see, now the roads basically looks much more better than it was. And then we can come to this polygon and maybe adjust those and try to you know, make this area a little bit better. I do have a problem here with these, are just an extra edges that I don't need, so we can delete them. Press F8. Maybe we have more of those. Yeah, here. So basically in those areas that we have you know, crowded vertices, so just getting a little bit more subdivision edges or whatever. So let's get rid of them. Double click on them and to select them, and shift right click to delete those. So when you choose this option, it will also remove the vertices that been created. So the road is now ready and it looks fine, and if you're really into, you know, fix some of the areas, you can always come and try and choose a section of them and really scale them as I told you earlier, and still the thickness of the road will be pretty much as it were, you know, not thin as earlier when we used this scale method. Okay, so that's it for this. Okay, now this is basically why it's better to use plane, or better to use the curves and basically to offset, create an offset curve, and how to create this road that way that you won't have a lot of work to do here. Okay, and this was one of the main things that I was dealing with and trying to solve and trying to give you a better answer on how to do this. From here, you can easily come, okay, and let's say I don't want these lines, okay, so I will pick both of them, double click on them, shift right click and delete edge, so I will have only this looking like this, and then I can come and choose to bring in blend material. Well, we already have a blend material, so let's deal with this one, okay, or for the sake of this tutorial, let's assign new material, assign favorite material, blend, and I'm gonna click on color here, swatch, choose the file, and I have my my texture, so I'm going to apply this texture to this road. Okay, let's see. Sorry, 1 second. One second. No. A little bit confused. Sorry. So for Maya and textures, and here I have the roads texture, and it's been applied. I just press 6 to see this. So now we have a new problem here. Okay, this problem is that this texture doesn't sit right. Okay, but when I was creating the curve at first, okay, I will show you. I'm going to do this all over again, and I'm going to create a curve just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I won't start count them, just have a point here to deliver, so I'll try to show you what I'm talking about. Now basically the texture doesn't sit good on that curve here, on that plane here, or road, okay? But if we go over creating a curve at first and apply plane like this, create a plane and do the same thing all over again. I know this tutorial is going to be a little bit on very weird stuff. So we're grabbing this and doing this all over again, as I told you, and I'm going to edit curve, sorry, polygons. We want to extrude this, so I'm going to extrude this 38 times because we had 38 spans on this curve, so 38, click apply, and it will apply. But now if I will apply, right click, apply this same material, blend 1 to it, you can see the road is look perfectly. The texture is sitting perfectly on top of the road, following the same path, and everything is fine, right? So basically what's going on here is that we can use this, okay, these UV layout in order to fix this one. So what we do, we grab this one, we can go over create UVs, sorry, edit UVs, UV texture editor, and see this. By the way, both of them should be smooth, okay? So we can choose this one, which is smooth preview, press 3, smooth preview this, and this one the same. And what you do, you first make sure about one thing. You see here on this new, sorry, let's close this for a second. We have the same structure of the edges and faces. You see, it always goes like one face, one face, one face, one face, and also here, this is what we fixed. The distance are a little bit different, but and the the size of them, but basically it looks the same, just the same pattern of the faces layout. So what we do, you grab this, go over edit UVs, and you go over UV texture editor, and then you come over, it can be expand, go over polygon, and right click on this area, choose face, grab all this texture area, you see them, and go over polygons, copy UVs, and then you go and select this one and go over polygon and choose past UVs. Okay, press F8 to bring it back to object mode first, and then past UVs. So still yet we do have a problem here. The problem is that the UVs still are different for each face here. So this is going to be much more difficult right now. It's a little bit better than what we have earlier, but it's still difficult to try and fix this. So what we do in order to fix this, I'm going to show you the hard way, of course. Okay, and it goes like this. I'm going to show you the correct way. Sorry. Let's first do something. I will undo whatever I did here, and I'm going to choose this road all over again. Okay, and I'm going to step backwards, basically a few steps before I lay down this. Okay, so I'm going to, before I created this road, so basically before we extruded this, we kept the same 38 spans here. So here we have 100 spans, so we need to do this accordingly to this. Okay, so this one has 38, so if you hit the spacebar and go edit curve and choose rebuild curve and choose 100 this time, and all the settings, the 0 to spans and tangents, and click apply, then hopefully if we will grab this one, right click edge and extrude it 100 times on this path like that, click apply. Okay, so now we can basically come, okay, here it's a little bit weird, but never mind, we can come create UVs, edit UVs. We don't need to apply this all over again. So right click, choose, we don't need to apply the texture. Okay, so polygons, copy UVs, come here, press F8 because it's, it's in edit mode, so F8 to bring it back to object mode, polygon, and past UVs. Okay, it's not corresponding to what I'm trying to do, so I'll try to right click, choose UVs, and polygon, past UVs. Okay, so we do have a problem. Right click, choose UVs. I'm trying to rotate them right now, holding down the J and rotate them that way maybe, and for some of them it will make a difference, but sorry. Trying to rotate this, holding down the J. It's not really working, but never mind, let's undo that. So how we can still work this out is very simple, but still yet it's going to be a little bit of pain. What you want to do is you may want to choose all the faces that are not following the path. I mean those faces. Okay, so you grab this face here, which is not going the correct way, and you see this button here, this one. So this means cycle the UVs of the selected face counterclockwise. Okay, so you click on this and basically it will fix this. So what you do, you can still start and grab them one by one, but the problem here is that you will have to choose face, right click, choose face every time you do this. Okay, and no, you can't do this to all of them at once, so don't try and grab two or more and try to cycle them. Only one will turn. Okay, but still yet you will be able to create this road, and this time with much more better curvature to your road. Okay, so just right click, keep this press G. Okay, you don't have to bring the UV texture editor and work every time from this button. It's enough to do this one time, and then you can press G, because G is the repeated option, so you can work with it and it will repeat the last function that you use. Okay, so all you have to do is choose face, right click, choose face, choose the face you want to cycle, and do this that way. Okay, so let me do this. Yeah, G. So basically this is it for all this subject. Now one more thing. We have this curvature road here, which I'm not sure why basically did that path. You know, in other tests that I made even earlier, it was kind of okay. So let me first grab this, edit copy, file, new scene, don't save, and edit fast. So let's say I have this here, press 6 to see this. Alright, so what I'm trying to do right now is creating the same path. Okay, I will bring this somewhere else. Creating the same path, and let's see, using a plane. Okay, and reduce this, subdivision width, go over create, CV curve tool, switch to top view, and again let's start and creating this CV curve, so we will have a new path road. Okay, it's going to be only 30 span, so just stay a little bit more. Okay, like that. Okay, 31, 30. So we have this road, and we're gonna extrude this. So basically grabbing this edge, right click, grabbing this edge, shift select this, and going over extrude options 30 times. Let's maybe get rid of this smooth angle. I just want to see what will happen. And click apply, and let's look at this. Okay, now you need to be aware that when you put this, when you click and create more dots, you know, drawing this curve, try to maintain some even distance in between them. Okay, so that way your road will look a little bit better and not stretched. It's here at the end of this, or you know, in general at all the road path. So we're making this. I'm going to duplicate this item here, and I want to talk about little other subject we have in Maya, which we will use the road to demonstrate this. So in Maya we have substances, okay, and these substances are basically smart textures. Since Maya version 2012, I'm not sure, but I think that that's the correct information. Maya added to the Maya package software, Autodesk added this substances feature, which are these smart textures, and basically the way we approaching them, we need to go over window, rendering editors, and hypershade. Okay, so here, if you load the if you come here, you click sub, okay, you type in sub, stands for substance, so you will see those three nodes. We need this one, the first one. Now again, if you have earlier versions than 2012, you probably won't have it, but you can still install this through the original website. I don't know, there is a algorithm. Okay, never mind, leave it. I'm just not sure how to pronounce this, and I don't want to get you into this, but you click on this substance, okay, and you will have this node here, and the attribute editor will pop out. And what you want to do from here, you want to click on this substance file icon folder and click on it and navigate to your Autodesk folder. So for Windows users, it's probably in the program files folder, right? And for Mac users, it should be on your application folder. So what you do, you navigate there, okay? For me, it's in the applications, okay, and Autodesk folder. And if you are on Windows again, you should go over the program files folder and find the Autodesk folder. Inside you will find your Maya version folder, okay. Mine is 2014, and if you have earlier until 2012, you double click on it to open it, and then you will see the substances, okay, substance folder. Click on it to open it, substances folder, open it, and here you will have all these substances nodes. So basically all of those are textures, okay, but smart textures. And we want to choose the road, okay, one of the roads. I'm going to choose the road 02, okay, and click open on it. So what will happen, it will load this texture here, and if we press 6, right click and choose this, okay, where is the hypershade, sorry. If we open this, okay, here, as you can see it for the hypershade, it's not this one, it's this one, okay, this one is not related, we can delete it basically, so let's delete it. Okay, never mind, pick it and delete it. So we have the substance, okay, so how substances works. First of all, what you do, through this attribute editor, you click on diffuse, okay, in order to have a diffuse map. You click on specular to have a specular map, and now you will need to choose between normal or bump, okay, so let's click on it. And then normal or bump are basically almost the same, so you just need to choose one of them, okay, doesn't matter which one, it really depends on you. But after you've done this, you scroll down a little bit and you can choose the size of this texture you like to choose, okay. It really depends on your scale of your model and what will be the scale of your render, okay. So therefore you will have to choose whatever you want, but for now let's settle with 512, okay, and click create shader network. Now it will basically update this one and add to it the bump map and the specular map, and everything is here. So what you do, you grab this material shader, which is basically Fong-E, okay, it's used on Fong, and you click on this graph network, okay, so you click on this icon here, input and output connections, and you basically, that way you graph the network. So what we have here, we have the diffuse map, we have the specular map, and we have the normal map, okay, three of them connected to this substance Fong-E material. Now if I will grab this and right click and choose assign material to selection, you will see that texture sits perfectly, just like the other texture that we added, but that texture that we added at the beginning was just a simple texture that I was using, okay. But this texture, basically, if we will go and render this out through Maya software, not Mental Ray, this time it will be Maya software, okay. Let's click and render this, and this is how it will look, okay. But if you will choose to go and try and render this in Mental Ray, this is how it will look. Alright, so basically you can't see it, and the solution for this is really simple. What you need to do is you have this algorithmic, it's called algorithmic substances. I will provide a link for this website, and over there you download a plugin that you can download for free. You don't need to register or anything. You just go over there and download this plugin. Now, from what I know, this plugin is good for Maya 2000. Sorry, 1 second. It's going to be loud here right now. Okay, sorry. So after you go and download this plugin, what you will be able to do after installing it is basically take this material and convert it so it will work out with mental ray. Okay, now this is the one way to do this. I also made some research, and I was finding out that you can do this through other apps, but then I was trying to figuring out this by myself, and it was really easy, because basically what I was doing is very simple, and I'm going to show you how to deal with it. And the reason why, the reason why we are going to do it with this that way is because that plugin, that substance bonus tool, okay, not the substance itself, the substance is bonus tool from this algorithmic website, is only good for Maya 2013, okay, and maybe earlier, also 2012, but it's not yet ready. There is no version for 2014 or other versions, if I don't know if I'm wrong about the version stuff thing. So what I was doing, basically Maya stores all this substances information somewhere, right? It comes with Maya, so we should have all these maps inside Maya, and the best way to bring those maps is basically go over the hypershade. Okay, sorry, one more time. Okay, so I don't know, there is plenty of things going on here, it just drives me nuts, but sorry about this. So what you do, you go over Window, Rendering Editor, Hypershade, you open the hypergraph, this substances, you graph them as here, and then you go to the substance node, which is this one, okay? And down here you have the option to export image to disk, but again, this time you will really want to choose which type of resolution you would like to have for textures. So what you do, you choose this whatever thing you want, the resolution size of that you like. You go over export image to disk, you click on this icon, and you can go over your desktop and click new folder, name it as you like. So let's call this roads texture, okay, Mr. Caps Lock, and yes, and close this and select this as the folder. Or you can also choose the size from here, so you can do this, and make sure you choose something like TIFF, okay, because if you will turn this into JPEG, it will be, it will lower down the resolution of your the quality of your picture. So basically do this that way. You can choose to create a shader network, but don't do this because I'm not sure what it does. And keep aspect ratio and just click export, okay, then close this. So now who needs Maya bonus substance bonus tool? You just go right click, change this material to Blean, so you won't work with Fong. You go over the color, but wait 1 second, let's go over my desktop. Here is this folder that we just created, okay, and here are the free maps the specular map, the diffuse map, and the normal map. The diffuse map is the color map. Okay, so what we're going to do is apply those three into here. So we click on this color checkbox, choose File, and navigate to this folder on your desktop. Where is it? Roads textures. Yeah, and choose the diffuse, okay, for the color, and choose Open. Then you will prefer to change the filter type into off, okay, and then you click on this arrow here, or this arrow, sorry, and one more time to get back to the shader itself tab, okay, and go over the BAMP map, click on this checkered box and choose File, and this time switch to this tab, click on this icon folder and load the normal substance, okay, and click Open, and double click on this and this, so we got back to the shader tab. And last thing, to specular color, click on this checkered box, click on File, click on this image name icon and choose the specular substance, okay, and click Open. So that way you will have a perfect maps for roads, by the way, and you can smooth this road, and this time you will be able to use mental ray as your engine, okay, and just render this out. So let me just first change the quality just to something more better than that. Please click Close, and let's render this out like that. Okay, so it will take a little bit more time, but that will be a good road texture, and with all the maps that you need to have on it. Okay. So sorry. Wow. Okay, so I'm back. This is how it looks, and that looks good, right? It's not bad, and you can work this, and basically it will be better than just adding, textures and trying to find texture and stuff like that, which is not really hard, but it's good to use things you already have and, trying to deal with them. The best thing I think that about this whole thing is that basically you can come and do this for all of your all of these substances, and just export textures from there, and together with all the diffuse and specular maps and everything, and the normal maps and whatever, and that way you will have your own set of textures that you can use in mental ray. Even though if depends if you don't want to work with substances and the substances bonus tool in order to render this out. So this is pretty much it. Now one more thing is about what I've done with the offset, and what's really important about the offset. I think that one of the things that's important about the offset tool that we created, this curve, we created earlier two curves. One was the original one, and then we created offset curve. Let's say, for instance, you would like to create, roller coaster rail. Okay, so basically you will need to use this kind of a method. Okay, or maybe you will do this in other way, but it can save you a lot of time doing this curve, creating one curve and modify it and everything, and then go and create an offset one in order to have a rail. Okay, so you can create nice loops and things like that. I did try this, and it does require a little bit more adjusting and stuff like that, but basically this will be a good answer if you would like to go over this kind of roads subject. Here right now we are only dealing with simple roads and maybe a little bit more advanced roads, but still yet, if you into this roller coaster things, so try and do more research there on this area of the offset curve, and then you will probably find the way to do this. Also, one more thing that maybe you would like to know, if you're already one of the fans in my channel and you're constantly watching my tutorials. So in the road city tutorial, what I had this really big issue there, that I was trying to first tell people to watch part number 7 and then go back to part number 3 to accomplish this road. So basically this is what I'm talking about, creating this road and then go and extrude this. Okay, so if you need to have this same kind of road that I show you in the picture here, okay, so basically first you will need to create this road that way, you know, and using the offset curve and creating this road, and while everything is okay, you can finally come and extrude this. Okay, but first let's exit the smooth preview mode, extrude this. Oh, I extruded to 100 subdivision, so let me extrude this with 1 and click apply, and we can basically extrude it that way. And now you can easily come, press F8, go over shift, insert edge loops, so you're adding one edge loop here at the top, down here, and maybe one here, okay, at the sides, and 2 more, one here at the beginning and 1 at the end here. So if you will press 3, this road should look a little bit better. I'm not sure what's going on here right now, and again Maya fails me here. It's pretty much doing whatever she likes, but you can avoid this basically. Let's undo whatever I did, also the extrusion. So Control D, let's not extrude this, let's just duplicate this, Control D, okay, and then we can bring those 2 roads up here, okay, sorry, and extrude this without smooth preview, press F8, let's change the color for it so we can know what we are dealing with. So now you can do the same thing and add those extra edge loops in order to maintain those edges, like that, and here like that. Press F8 to bring it back to object mode, press 3 to smooth preview this, and now just try and bring this up above. So you see, now a little bit more up, like that, and that's all good. So that way you will have a nice road and without any, you know, artifacts and stuff like that, and everything pretty much looks how it should. So hope you learned a little bit in this tutorial. I know I didn't really knew what I'm going to say or speak with, although it looks like I did, but I had a lot in mind, and I was trying to cover all the issues that I was dealing with and trying to find the solution for it. And I really hope that this tutorial delivered you something, you know, some kind of an information that will be required from you later on when you will like to create roads. Okay, so without any more thing to say, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget those substances stuff. You will always can you know, export texture from it and using them on your materials. without using substances, of course. And that's it. So again, thank you for watching, and see you soon with a new tutorial. Bye for now.